You know that feeling of being alone, like no one truly gets you. It's something many people face, especially those who feel like they're on a path that's different from everyone else's. But here's the thing, just because the journey feels lonely now doesn't mean it will always be this way. In fact, those who embrace their uniqueness, what some might call the chosen ones, eventually attract a tribe of like-minded souls. People who understand them, support them, and walk alongside them. Have you ever noticed how the most unique, groundbreaking individuals always seem to find their people, no matter how different they seem from everyone around them? Think about people like Martin Luther King Jr. or even Mahatma Gandhi. They stood firm in their beliefs even when they were largely misunderstood, mocked, or faced with resistance. But over time, as their message and purpose became clearer, they began to attract others who resonated with their vision. There's a reason for that. When you stay true to who you are, no matter how out of place it might feel at first, you begin to send out a kind of signal. A beacon. It's like you're lighting a torch in the dark, and others who are searching for that same light will eventually find their way to you. This is how tribes are formed. This is how communities of like-minded souls come together. Look at the life of Steve Jobs. In his early years, he was seen as an outcast eccentric, hard to understand, and often isolated. But as he continued to pursue his vision, as he stayed true to his unconventional approach to technology and design, people started to gravitate toward him. Eventually, he wasn't just a lone visionary. He became the leader of a movement, surrounded by individuals who shared his passion for innovation. And it's not just about attracting anyone. When you walk your own path, you attract the right people, the ones who truly resonate with your vision, your energy, and your values. These are the people who will uplift you, support you, and challenge you to grow in the best ways possible. They won't be threatened by your uniqueness. They'll celebrate it. Take Maya Angelou as another example. Her life wasn't easy. She faced hardship, pain, and loneliness. But through it all, she remained true to her voice, her message of resilience, and her pursuit of truth. And eventually, she found her tribe people who understood the depth of her soul, her wisdom, and her unyielding courage. They didn't just listen to her words, they felt them. So how does this happen? How do you go from feeling like an outsider, isolated in your uniqueness, to attracting your tribe? First, it starts with authenticity. You can't attract like-minded people if you're not being true to yourself. You might think it's easier to blend in, to conform to what others expect, but that only leads to more disconnection. When you dim your light to fit in, you also dim the chances of connecting with those who are looking for someone just like you. Authenticity is magnetic. When you're being fully yourself, embracing your quirks, your passions, your ideas, it's like you're giving others permission to do the same. And in that space of authenticity, real connections happen. You no longer have to pretend to be someone you're not, and neither do they. Think of it like this. If you're hiding who you truly are, the people who are meant to connect with you can't find you. They're searching for someone who resonates with the real you, not the version you think others want to see. By showing up as yourself, you allow them to recognize that signal you're sending out. Next, there's vulnerability. Real connection doesn't happen without it. When you're vulnerable, you're open, you're honest, and you're willing to show the parts of yourself that might not be perfect. This doesn't mean spilling your deepest secrets to anyone who will listen. It means allowing yourself to be seen, flaws and all. People resonate with vulnerability because it's real. We're all human. We all have struggles, doubts, and fears. When you let down your guard and allow others to see that side of you, it invites them to do the same. And in that shared space of vulnerability, deeper connections are formed. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Her authenticity and vulnerability on her show weren't just about storytelling. They were about connection. She spoke from the heart, and in doing so, she created a community of viewers who felt understood, seen, and supported. She found her tribe by showing up as her true self. But perhaps one of the most important things to remember is patience. Finding your tribe doesn't happen overnight. There might be times when it feels like you're wandering alone, unsure if anyone out there shares your vision or your values. But don't let that discourage you. The process of finding like-minded souls takes time. It takes consistency. Think of Nelson Mandela. For years, he stood alone in his fight for justice and equality. He was imprisoned, isolated, and at times it must have felt like the world was against him. But he never wavered, and in time the world began to catch up with his vision. People from all walks of life joined him in the fight. He attracted a global tribe that believed in his cause, and together they changed the world. So what does this mean for you? If you feel like you haven't found your tribe yet, don't give up. Keep walking your path. Keep being true to yourself. The right people will find you, not because you're searching for them, but because they're searching for someone like you. It's also important to seek out spaces where you're likely to find those connections. Join communities, whether online or in person, that share your interests, passions, or values. You don't have to do it all alone. The more you put yourself out there, the more likely you are to come across those who resonate with you. And when you do find those connections, nurture them. Relationships, even with like-minded souls, require effort. Be supportive, be open, and be willing to give as much as you receive. Your tribe isn't just there to lift you up. It's a community where everyone supports one another. It's a space where you can grow together, challenge each other, and create something greater than the sum of its parts. Remember, finding your tribe is not about forcing connections or trying to fit in. It's about staying true to who you are and allowing those who resonate with you to find their way into your life. It might take time, and the journey might feel lonely at first, but when you do find those people, the ones who truly see you and celebrate you, it's worth every moment of waiting. So if you're feeling like an outsider right now, take heart. You're not alone. The world is full of people just like you, walking their own paths, waiting to meet someone who shares their journey. Stay true to yourself, be patient, and keep shining your light. Your tribe is out there, and they're searching for you just as much as you're searching for them. And when you finally come together, you'll realize that everything you've been through, the loneliness, the doubt, the uncertainty, was preparing you for this moment. You were never truly alone. You were just on a path that was leading you to your people.